We are going to make a video right now.
Okay.
Me and you.
Okay.
Okay? Say hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
You want my sunglasses? What's up, guys? It's Rob. So Grandam is now sold. Got exactly what I was asking for it, $2,800, which is a great deal, I think. I mean, I would have bought my car for $2,800. I am now driving the truck temporarily until I become the truck driver. I have a 30-day permit. It's for general use. I'm going to be taking him to daycare and then going to work. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's a little loud because the truck is loud and the windows are down. This doesn't have AC. You know, it doesn't have a heater, so I gotta have the windows down to keep cool. I can't run my dash cam in here because there's no cigarette lighter, which that's kind of a bummer. So I might have to go and buy a cigarette lighter right now at like O'Reilly's or something, so this way I can run my dash cam. And that means I'd have to hot wire it in and everything like that, so I don't know. I may or may not. I hope you guys can't see these buds. This is my external microphone, so say hi.
Hi.
Who are you?
Okay.
Your name is RJ, right?
Yeah,
His name is RJ. I guess he's really excited. Which way? Which way do I go?
yeah.
Okay. I'll catch up to you guys in a minute after I drop him off at daycare. Well, guys, so I just dropped off my son. As you can see, he's no longer in the seat, which is good because I can't accidentally leave him in the car like some horrible parents. Dude, I'm gonna miss my car so much. But I love this truck. I love having a truck. I absolutely love it. Like, I'm driving my truck right now. It's amazing that I have this street legal truck now. And, well, kinda. I mean, it is street legal, but I only have a 30-day general use tag on it, like I said before. So after the 30 days is up, I can't really do anything until after a year, which I don't plan on it because this is just to get me back and forth to work until I leave to go to Missouri to become a truck driver. And then while I'm in Missouri, this is going to stay in storage, which is not in a storage, it's going to be in our garage, but it's called in storage from the insurance company. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, you know, driving my truck and having the windows down, listening to the sound of the engines. That's like stuff I did back in the day with my Nova, and it just doesn't sound anything like my Nova. My Nova sounded so much more girthier, and this sounds like, I don't know how to explain it, but it sounds like a truck. You can have like a Chevelle with the same exact engine and exhaust as a truck, but for some reason a truck, it's either probably because of the bed or whatever, I don't know, but it has a different sound to it, I think. I may be wrong. Leave your comments down below if you agree with me, but I think that it sounds different. And honestly, I think the truck sounds better, but my Nova sounded so much better. I wish I had audio of how that thing sounded, but when I sold it, it wasn't running and whatever. It feels so nice driving this truck. Like, I'm kind of in my element. I'm like going back to my roots, you know? Driving an old, loud, creaky making sounding noisy vehicle. And people turn and look at it, you know? Like they go, hey, look at that. It's like every person. Okay, maybe not that person, but still, almost every person. Okay, maybe not that person either, but just about every person will look at the truck and go, hey, you know, that's decent. She looked. He looked. He's just a snob. that Suntran bus driver was checking this bitch out. He was like, damn, look at that truck. It's kind of weird because like this truck's really not that pretty, but because of what it is, a lot of people like the truck. Like there's body damage, there's a piece of, the flames are shit. But people kind of like that, like, nostalgic looking, like, old beater, like, truck thing, and especially when it just sounds good, it just makes up for it completely. I remember my Nova, that thing looked like crap, but people just adored it. I would be driving, the thing was all gray. What was it? When I first got it from my sister, it was primer gray and black stripes with like the rocker panels underneath were matching black. So I ended up getting and it was all rattle can. So I ended up getting like a case of gray spray paint and another case of white spray paint because I didn't know how much spray paint I was going to use because I didn't care about the body work. The body was just shit, but the engine was perfect, the transmission was perfect, whatever. So I spray canned this car. Me and my buddy Robbie. Yeah, there's two Robbies. I was Big Rob, or no, he was Big Rob and I was Little Rob. That's how everyone called us. But I was in front of a Shell station, which is no longer there. It's now a Walgreens, but I was sitting in front of a Shell station where his girlfriend worked, and we were spray painting this car in the parking lot, primer gray, and then getting rid of the black and putting white stripes on it. And this was before the white stripes came out, like the van. So then after I drove this car for a while, white stripes came out, and everybody's like, ooh, that's cool, you painted your car after a van. I'm like, no, it had white stripes for a long time before that van came out, but whatever. And I started to get a little irritated about it, so I changed the color. I painted it black. I got more spray paint and I painted it at my mother-in-law's house in her driveway. I spray painted the whole thing black, and then I put silver stripes on it. And I didn't do the roof stripes because I think the roof looks like crap. And I actually remember that the roof when I first got the car, it had the black stripes on the hood, on the roof, and on the trunk. But then, so what I ended up doing is I painted it all black, and I put silver stripes on the hood and the trunk only. But on the right-hand side, I had templated a Chevy bow tie, and then, I just put it on with tape, and then I spray painted the stripes. And then when I was done, I peeled the tape off, and and then I was able to see, you can see through it, like silver stripe with a black bow tie. And, it was pretty cool. I liked it. And then I sold it. But the point of this was, the car didn't look great at all. Like, the car looked like shit. It was raked in the back. It had white tires. The exhaust, it had a brand new exhaust on it. The engine was excellent. I mean, this engine was like 350, almost maybe, I would say maybe even 400 horsepower. But it didn't have posi rear end, and it was just engine, stock transmission. The engine wasn't stock at all. The transmission was stock other than the 3500 stall torque converter. The rear end was stock, so when I would do a burnout, it would just be the right wheel spinning. But when I raced people, dude, like, they were like, huh? Where the fuck did that power come from? There's like a truck broken down. I hope to God I'm not overheating, but there's a truck broken down over there. And you gotta move all those vehicles that are behind this truck. It's a yellow truck with a hood. I don't know how well you can see it, but the car didn't look good, but people could tell by the way it sounded that it wasn't a sleeper because it was loud as fuck. But they could tell that, like, This guy's got something, and everybody was, and it was always Mustangs. Like, I'm not even kidding. Mustangs always tried to race me, and they would always lose. I don't know what it is about Mustangs. Like, okay, this question goes for Mustang drivers. And it may not all be Mustangs, but how am I going to say this where it doesn't sound like I'm being a prick to all Mustang drivers? Not all Mustangs, but what I'm saying is it was only the Mustangs that tried to race me. It wasn't all of them. If I was next to a Mustang, he could have driven whatever. But it wasn't like another Chevy. You know what I mean? Like, there was occasional, like an El Camino. I remember racing this El Camino for like 3 miles, and he won, I won, he won, I won. It was like light to light to light to light and whatever. I kind of want to do a donut, I'm not going to lie. Let's see what I can do. That was fun. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, and everything in the bed of my truck is now shifted to the right. That was my first donut on asphalt with this truck. It's always been on dirt. Actually, I think I could probably say it wasn't even a donut. It was more like just a, I don't know. I gotta look at the video to see what exactly what it was. But that was my first anything on asphalt, like circle-wise, donut-wise, because like I said, my Nova was a one-wheel wonder. I couldn't get the back wheels to break up. This is a posi rear end, and this fucker got loose quick. Back to the story at hand. So it was always the Mustangs that tried to race me in my Nova, and I'd always fucking whoop their asses. But like, they would always have this thing of like, race over a quarter mile, and then they win. So basically what it is me, street racing, drag racing, whatever, is a quarter mile, not an eighth of a mile, not a 16th of a mile, not a mile, not 2 miles. It's a quarter mile, and whoever gets there first wins. But my car only had 3 speeds. Their Mustang would have 5. And I honestly think that if you have to get to your 3rd gear, you're racing too long. You're already past the quarter mile. The way I raced was 1st gear, 2nd gear, and then I basically floated the valves, and then that was the end of the race. And I would always beat them because I would always float my valves. And I don't know if you guys know what floating the valves is, but it's like the cam's spinning so fast, the lifters are pushing up, the push rods are pushing up the lifters so fast that the push rods will drop and go back up before the lifters would fall back down. But then after I would slow down, they'd be like, I'm like, you're in 5th gear, dude. I won. I'm not racing you to the fucking 7-Eleven 3 miles away. I'm racing you a quarter mile. You got your ass whooped. Get over it. But they would never want to race again. Like, I would be like, nah, dude, let's go again. You know, like, you think you won. I'm gonna make some rules clear to you. Street racing is not 5 gears. It's 2, sometimes 3, depending on how high your rear end gear is. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. You know, that was funny. I missed that car, and I sold the car because my son was in my wife's womb. She was pregnant. We had to pay off some bills, and so I told her once we get stable, you know, I want to buy a truck. And did you guys hear all that shit back there? It's like all spare metal, whatever, from like me taking apart this truck and fixing it. But I bought this truck for $800, you know. So now the Grandam's sold, I'm now driving this. People look at it, they give us looks and shit. And I need to not do burnouts anymore because this tire's gotta last me. This tire's gotta last me a month. I don't think it's gonna last me a month, honestly. Well, I think that's it for this story, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and you know, like, share, subscribe. The normal stuff. And until I see you guys again, the one and only Rob.